Super stoked to have you. I don't know if your coach has said it before. I've been
Yeah.
trying to get a hold of you for a while.
Oh,
Um,
really?
yeah, really,
Yeah.
man.
The first thing I heard
Bec-
about it was like yesterday.
yeah, man. So yeah, your coach said just emails. They get piled somewhere, and sometimes you don't see it. But
Yeah.
I've always wanted you on because, dude, I mean, you're such a great runner. Just right off the bat, such a great runner. Obviously, state champion in cross. Um,
Thank you.
and everything you've done ever since then too, and just some of the guys we've had on. They've talked about you and mentioned your name, and
Yeah.
so yeah, it's always been brought up, and I'm just like, man, like I got to get you on, and so first off, just super
Thank you.
stoked to have you on.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But like I always kind of like to start these things first off is just kind of get to know you. I think, just like I said, man, like I know the state champion in you and what you've
Yeah.
done on the courses and on the track, but what are some like hobbies kind of outside of that most of us just wouldn't know?
Um, I'm a big sports fan. Um, I watch whatever sports like in season, and then like I like watching with my friends and my dad, and then um, like to play pickleball with my friends a lot or spike ball, just like easy stuff. Just to hang out with them because I really like being around with them, and yeah, that I'd say mostly that, and then some video games, but like I'm not very good at anything. But I'll play like they're much better than me. I'll play just with them, just to have fun. But like I'm not good. But
No, man, I
yeah,
feel you. I feel you on that one. Feel
yeah,
you on that one for sure. Um, Sports. What like others? They have like sports teams like football, baseball, and like
yeah.
basketball.
Um, Probably football is my favorite sport to watch. Um, I like the Atlanta Falcons. They're my top team, definitely
Oh,
for
damn.
professionals. Yeah, it's a little rough, but
Yeah, I'm a Tampa Bay fan, so
yeah,
yeah,
they've
we
had
kind of
their
have to hit
numbers.
each other.
Yeah, and but like college, especially down south, it's important because there's less NFL teams, more good college teams. Um, I root for the Georgia Bulldogs. My dad, he went to Georgia, and he just like I've always grown up watching them with him, so that's like a connection there. And yeah, I mean they're good. That helps. It's easy to
Yeah,
root
yeah,
for them.
yeah. That certainly helps.
Yeah,
But I mean, the struggle with Atlanta. I mean, I know the struggle with Tampa Bay. We had years and years of
yeah,
failure until Brady came. So
yeah,
um,
yeah.
he turned the whole
Definitely.
thing around. So I know the feeling. Jameis
Yep.
Winston throwing 30 interceptions in a season does not make me happy.
Oh,
Um,
he also had 5,000 yards.
well,
That's
yeah,
pretty cool.
I guess look at the positive. It's funny
Yeah,
though because that season, real quick, it's funny though because that season ended on an interception.
yeah.
It was a pick six, and
Against the
it's like
Falcons. Yeah,
against the yeah. So
in
it's only
overtime.
fitting
I
that
remember
that's the
that.
way it
Yeah,
ended. Yeah, yep. Only fitting
pretty
that's
cool.
how it ended.
Yeah.
Um, how'd you get started in running?
Um. Well, my dad, he ran in high school just with his team. He was he was pretty good, but like he wasn't running in college or anything. He did run like amateurly in college just for fun to stay in shape and stuff. But he's always been a big track fan. Like he'd watch all the professionals and have it on like around the house, and so that like helped me get running in my mind. But then in like seventh grade, two of my best friends in middle school, they joined the cross country team, and they were saying how good it was. And I tried to join it in seventh grade with them. I actually got stress fractures in my legs and like my shins my seventh grade year, so I couldn't
Dang.
run that year. But I came back my eighth grade year just to be with them again, and like I just grew a great connection with the other runners on the team and had a whole lot of fun doing it. So I just kept doing it, and it was mostly to be with my friends, but I grew like a drive to be better over the years.
Yeah. Did you when you first started out, were you better than them, or were you guys kind of like the same?
No, well, I mean, when you start running, it's just whoever's run more is probably gonna be better, especially that young.
Yeah.
So my two friends that did it seventh grade year, they're better than me. But um, like it was me and like five other eighth graders who joined the team together from our middle school, So I'd say I was like I was like average out of us, but like my freshman year, that's really where I made a big jump to like the top on the team, and but like my eighth grade year, that was just I was just average really.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool to hear because I think, especially like younger runners, they're always kind of really like focused on being that like top level right away. And you just you don't have to be that guy who's,
Yeah,
in eighth grade or seventh grade running, 16-minute 5Ks right off the
yeah,
bat. Like it does take time. It takes development. And, there's I'd rather you run great your junior, senior year than run fast your freshman year,
yeah,
any time. Um, so
yeah, and
yeah, I mean the development.
definitely high school boys they grow so much, and like when you're an eighth grade or freshman, like you're gonna be little, so most of the time, and like over the years you're gonna grow and you'll get faster over that time. It's really just about having fun, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, for sure. And it's crazy because and we'll talk about this a little bit later too. But like I feel like the sport has developed so much over time to where you're used to like thinking of like a basketball or like club soccer as like
Yeah,
year-long sports, and
yeah,
like with running now it's really cross you're starting in the summertime. And if you have an indoor season, some guys do tend to go in the indoors, maybe some not, but even
yeah,
track season is so long now too. And like just the development from one season into the next, it's so long and it's grueling. And like having fun is really the biggest part you should kind of take into consideration, especially in the early years too, because
yeah,
going to like a New Balance or like a Nike outdoor, or any of those things is like it's cool to do, um, but you don't have to like do it right away.
yeah.
You have so many years to like go after some of those times and events. Uh, but yeah, man, I want to talk about cross, last season,
Okay.
because I think it was really interesting too, and obviously state champion. Um, First off, was that a shock, or like was that something that you knew was in the cards possibly that day?
Um, well, I always believed in myself, and my team and my coach did. But it like if you look at like placements throughout the season, it really was an outlier, and um, I was just confident that because the past 2 years or my sophomore year, I really excelled in the state meet. I got fourth in cross country and then third in the 3200 as a sophomore. So the whole season, I was just believing to myself, all right, I'm just gonna turn it on at the state meet and then overperform. And I kind of like tricked my mind into thinking that. So it did happen, but it was definitely. I think a lot of the people around me, like they were saying that they thought I could do, but I don't know if they really did, just because of like the results that had happened. But I was pretty confident going into it that I had a very high chance of winning.
Did you have a game plan going into it?
Um, yeah, um, that whole cross country season, my main issue was not being in the front of the pack early enough. Like I'd always get like boxed in through the first 800 meters and just being out of it that early. So the biggest game plan was just get in the race and like give myself a chance. And I was able to do that. Like I even got boxed in at the state meet. Like I was far behind through the first 100 meters, but coming up the hill at Newberry, I was able to pass a lot and then get into like that top 10 range. And I just gave myself a shot at like front running and leading it, and that was definitely what we were trying to do.
Yeah, Newberry is, pretty much everybody on the channel that I've asked, hates Newberry
Oh, really?
as a yeah, really. What are your thoughts on it? I mean, I don't know. It's kind of hard to like diss it now because I mean you ran so well on it, but
Yeah,
uh,
yeah. I'm gonna be a little biased, but I really like it. It's a real cross country course. It's no asphalt, all like farm area. I mean, some parts are a little annoying, like the rolling hills, but everyone's got to run the hills. It's cross country. It's gonna be a little brutal, but
yeah,
I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah, I was actually just talking to somebody the other day about that, and I agree, man. Like it as much as like the course gets a lot of flack, um, I like it. I mean, I think it is it's a cross country course, and like you
Yeah,
said, there's no asphalt, there's no um, it, it's a cross country course. It's a real cross country course. I mean,
yeah,
you could compare it to in a way eye opener. Um,
a little bit. Yeah,
I yeah, I mean, I like eye opener a little bit more, but um, just as far as like it's a course. You know, it's not like you're. There's a couple courses I went to last year, and it's like I had to scratch my head. I talked to my wife, and I'm like, "How is there? How are we running through like parking lots?
yeah,
That's not cross country. Like,
yeah,
what is this? Like?" And there was one race. I won't mention it, but I mean, it's clearly it's obvious, but the
yeah.
whole course is
Sidewalk.
it's road
Yeah,
and sidewalk, yes, and it's like it was a nice meet, but it's just like how is this cross country? This is a road race we just glorified. Um,
yeah, definitely.
so yeah, I understand that, and with Newberry getting as much flack, I think it's just because it runs slow for most
Oh
people.
yeah, it's
Um,
definitely not
and
fast at all.
yeah, it's not the fastest, and I guess maybe that's what kind of like shies people away from it because everybody wants to run on a fast course, but
Yeah,
nevertheless, um, the consistency you had last season, and especially in the second half, where you had just I don't know if it was 6 or 7 races where it was all sub 16.
yeah.
Um, it was super consistent. Did you feel like you in the beginning, I guess, were just trying to kind of find your way a bit, or because, like I said, just really consistent in there. It seems like you kind of like unlocked it or just found the key to being a consistent 15-minute 5K runner?
Yeah. Um. Well, the beginning of the season it's always gonna be hard. You know, you're just getting in from the heat and stuff. But I also think most of our races, as a like scheduling wise, they're kind of more difficult at the beginning. Like the courses are gonna be slower. But towards the end, really when it cooled down, there's I do feel like I was able to be much more consistent, like you said. And but I was only running like just a little bit under 16, and like I wanted to be up with the top guys. But my coach was just saying like you're kind of like statistically plateauing, but at least it's not like you're 30 seconds slower than what you are. Like you're still running solid times, and eventually like you'll break through if you just keep putting in the work and stuff. But I do think the drop in temperature helps a lot when you're trying to run fast across country, and that's why I think everyone ran so fast at the qualifier meet. It was just perfect temperature. It was like 45, and it was a flat course, but um, it definitely like and also the competition, like the stakes rose, so that helped put some motivation on running fast.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, qual's. I guess. I mean, you say flat. I mean, it is flat. You do have the hill in there that you have to run
Yeah,
twice. Twice, right? Yeah, twice.
yeah, it's
Um,
too.
yeah, but honestly, I didn't even think that was that bad. The hill, compared to some others.
Yeah,
I went out there with my son. He's going to be a freshman this year. So he's never run the state qual course or at Jackson, and yeah, we
yeah,
did some like general like repeats on it, see how it was. And I actually didn't think it was that bad. I was like, oh crap, like it's a bit long because it goes all obviously all the way to the road, but
yeah,
I've been on worse. You know, there's definitely
yeah.
worse out there.
I do
Um,
think with Fort Jackson's just a little boring. Like it's just flat
yeah,
and like you're running on a field. That could make it worse, but with it being the state qualifiers, there's enough stakes to where people are going to run fast.
yeah, no, true. Um, you know, let's talk about that too. Just because obviously, yeah, the PR 1542 at the state qual course, fourth place individually. When you were running that, did you notice anything different? Like you went through and you felt like more relaxed or more like in control or something? Or was there anything different than that race, or you just were able to close quicker?
Well, that race was it was like it started early with a separation of four guys. Me, Jacob Powell from Blythewood, Brandon Corley from River Bluff, and Daniel Campbell from River Bluff. We all like kind of separated. We went like crazy fast the first mile. I think we were like 450. I guess not crazy, but it was like super flat and it felt super comfortable. I was like leading the first mile and I kind of pushed it, but since it was so flat, it felt easy. And then like through 2 miles, I think we were sub 10. Like we were like 950. I don't know. I don't like track on my watch. I just have stopwatch. But I think we were around that, and it felt much smoother because it was flat and cold. But really, my goal that race was to again put myself in it, like get in the top pack, and then help push the pace. And I did that, but I like coming up that last hill the last time with like 1,000 meters left. Like I really fell off. Like that hill got me the second time, and everyone like separated, but I was still able to hold on for a nice PR. But I did what I wanted and put myself in the race early, and then helping like push it. I guess push the pace. I think you're muted. Yeah, I can't hear you.
Yep, I am. No, you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So you mentioned earlier, about kind of like that game plan of being up in the pack and being more basically just being more aggressive. Um,
Yeah.
was that kind of the thought process of doing it at quals to see how it would kind of work out? Because essentially you're running the state meet twice with
Yeah.
quals um, and the actual state meet itself. Was that always kind of a game plan for those like two races? Was to just be more aggressive?
Yeah. I think the state qualifiers like in my head. I mean, we were a good enough team at the point where not really too much pressure on making the state championship. Like it's kind of a lock. But state qualifiers for me over the past years have just been like try something new because you're going to be racing these guys at the state meet. So might as well try out a new strategy. And if you're going to do it at the state meet, like kind of like dress rehearsal it here, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. And I was gonna say the same. I was literally about to say the same thing. Dress rehearsal. Because that's something I did my junior year. Actually, it's nice to try something. I think coaches may be a little hesitant to try something uh, towards the end of the season versus like a
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
versus the beginning. Um, but like you said, when you have a team that's kind of like it's pretty much lock to go on to the next one, kind of gives a little bit more breathing room. But that's something I
yeah,
did. I actually led at the 2 mile of our region meet, which regions is the next meet after that is states for us in Florida. Um,
yeah,
and yeah, I was leading at 2 mile, and I died out. I died out crazy hard, but trying
yeah,
something new, and I ended up placing like 40th. Um, and then at states, I finished 10th. So it's like
wow,
you never know. Yeah, you never know, and it's like, all right, well, maybe try a little bit of that, but don't do it as hard. um,
yeah,
so yeah, I mean, but yeah, I agree, man. It's always good to try new things, especially when you have a meet like that too, though, and you have the competition. You can kind of see like what people are thinking too, as far as like
yeah.
their game plans. Um, when you're running, do you hear like coaches or family or anything like that? Or are you kind of like zoned in?
Um, yeah, I'll hear him. Um, Definitely like my ears are gonna like look for like numbers, like what a split would be. But I'll hear my coach like cheering me on, and if he has something to say, I'll listen to it and hopefully try and do it, depending on the circumstances. But yeah, I think they help definitely. My mom is a big cheer, and she asks me all the time, like, "Did it help?" And I say yes.
Of course, it always helps.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
always helps from mom.
definitely. Yeah,
Yeah, something I wanna again kind of touch back up on is the like I guess with the overall season, how it played out. 15:55, I think at Newberry is um that's a good run, man. And I mean, and that's why I go
yeah,
back to saying like the second half was all sub 16. Like honestly, you can't PR every race. But just going out there, I mean, you gave a really good effort every single meet.
Yeah.
Was,
Thank you.
well, of course, overall thoughts of the whole season, like how it played out. Was it everything you kind of wanted, or was there still some more on the table? I know you mentioned like you did want to kind of dip a little bit
Yeah.
more, but how much more do you think kind of was out there, if any?
Um. Well, I don't know. Like all the meets leading up to the state championship, I would always say like, "Oh well, I'll do better at the state meet," and it's kind of like an excuse that I put in my head the whole time. Like I knew I wanted to be up in the top guys. Like the coaches classic race, I just wasn't ever even close to the top. Like I started out like in fourth on my team through 1 mile. It was like a terrible start. But
Wow.
even like Starlight, I didn't even run faster than I did last year at Starlight. Like I was just kind of in a like rough spot there, like because I was too focused on the times, I think, and um, I realized like the last few races, like I just gotta give it my best effort, and whatever happens, happens, I guess. And I do think that there could have been some more like drop down on times, but realistically, like if I crossed the finish line first at the state meet and it said like 16:40, it's the same as if I ran 15:50. Like I really just wanted to win at that point. I didn't really care about times too much, and I think that's something bad with cross country is that people focus too much on times when like every course is way different, and it's just who you beat really.
Yeah, it's cool that you say that too, because I feel like, and I don't know if you see this way too, but like I feel like with the younger kids, you kind of say, yeah, hey, just go out and run. Don't worry about the splits. Just be competitive
Yeah,
and work through it.
definitely.
But I feel like as we get older, we're so focused on splits, and we are focused on like the times and like, and I understand it, but it's almost like you said, like kind of go back to just go out and run, man. Give a good effort, and
Yeah,
if you're up in the front, I mean, the time's gonna come. I tell my daughter that all the time, because she's
yeah,
in sixth grade, but she's running really well. And um, like she asked me today, we did a little time trial, and she's like, "Hey, what pace are we going through?" Um, and I'm just like, "Hey, like we're just gonna send it, like just we're gonna
yeah.
full send it, see what happens, and like just don't worry about it. Don't worry about pace." And and yeah, actually ran really well this morning. But I think
That's
that
good.
is kind of like a thing where, yeah, man, it is a thing though. We're just so focused on times all the time. It's like, man, yeah, like you said, I'd rather be a state champion and run, 1650, because it is still you're
Yeah,
a state champion forever.
yeah.
Um, favorite course? Do you have any favorite courses, whether it be in the state or out of state?
Um, recently probably Newberry because I've had the most success there, but I really like the Clemson Extension course, which used to be the state championship my freshman year and many years prior, and it used to actually be Spring Valley's home course. So we'd run there a bunch for dual meets. I just have a lot of good memories um, running with my friends there and um, just having fun after. Because um, after my freshman state championship, we went to like Red Robin right after because it was just right across the road, and like we had nowhere to be because the school was like 5 minutes away. I mean, we didn't go back, but like just saying. And I think probably Clemson Extension is still my favorite because it's kind of like the course I grew up on and where where I'd run like the most on my early years, and like that's where I improved the most as well. Like at the beginning.
Yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool. Definitely, probably the first person to ever not mention like McAlpine or Wake Med or
No,
uh, or what else, man? Those are like the two main ones. There's another one people made. I think eye opener people name sometimes, but yeah, man, like just grassroots, like
yeah,
course, like that. Yeah, man, I that's pretty cool. Um,
yep.
now track season comes around. You're riding high on a state title in cross. Um, Here is something I really want to pick your brain on. Because as somebody who watches the sport and keeps up with it, and even kind of,
Yeah.
obviously like coaching my own kids a bit here, I guess I'll just go out and say it right away. So you ran a lot. You ran a lot of races in the 32 this season. Was that
Yeah.
kind of do you prefer that? Like, do you just want a lot of opportunities to run, or like was it just scheduling that kind of happened? Because I'm almost in a way, I'm like, it's curious because I'm like, were you tired? Were you tired at all towards the end of the season? I mean, you ran so well. I mean, you got fourth at
Yeah.
states, but um,
I
still,
think
I mean, it's a
there
lot.
might have been a little bit of like gassing out a little bit, but I I've always ran a lot in track. Like Spring Valley is such a high standard track program. We're gonna try and compete in every single race, give it our best shot every single time, and like that would be how I do it. How we do it is put me in the 2 mile every single race and try and squeeze as many points out as possible. And I don't know if there was too much like overuse, but I think by the end of the season, I did taper a little bit too much. I feel like I started the taper 2 weeks early instead of one because we thought I had been running so much that I needed like the extra rest. But
Yeah.
I don't think that was the case. I think I just should have stuck to what had worked, and like maybe that would have given me a better chance by the end of the year. Um, yeah,
Yeah. And that's the cool thing about it too, man. Like, never criticize anybody of how it works. I was talking to a kid who I've known for a few years, but he treats every single easy run as not like an easy run. He is like,
yeah,
there's no such thing as easy runs. It
yeah,
is quality and quantity and X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, holy crap, man! Like, I mean, I would never do that, but
yeah.
it
I
worked
mean,
for
I think
you.
that's what a lot of beginners do, because they think, oh, I got to get better so fast. All these guys are so much faster, and I just got to do this. But it might work a little bit short term, but in the end, you'll probably end up getting hurt.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what I
So
thought. I mean, here's the thing though. He is actually a really good runner. He ran low nines this year, and he's got a pretty solid 5K. Low 15, but like it's
yeah,
just it's how he does it. It's how he's always done it too, and it's like, I mean, yeah, is it ever gonna catch up? I don't know. But it's like it's his way of doing it, and
yeah,
if running hard like that it works, I mean it works. That's why I ask you. Like, I personally would probably never run 2 miles in a season because I mean you also ran the 16. Um, Obviously not as
yeah.
much, but uh,
I would
it
double
works though. It
again.
works. Yeah. So do you prefer the? I mean, I guess this is kind of an obvious answer, but you prefer the 32 over the 16, or is it just gives you a better shot?
Yeah, I've definitely had most success in the 3200, but 1600 is pretty fun. It's like over in 4 minutes, so that's pretty nice. And you're like going fast. I like to go fast. I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Okay. Yeah, man.
yeah, but I've done the 3200 since my freshman year, and it's just what I've always done. So it's kind of hard to not choose the 3200 just because that's like it's just who I am, I guess. You know.
Yeah. No, 32 is. I mean, that's my event too, man. I love the 32, but
Yeah.
PR in the 16, 423, 923 in the 32. Um, I mean, again, when you look at the season as like that, like 920. I mean, 923 is a great PR. Um,
Yeah.
was that like something you were looking at? Is like maybe sub 920? Is that something that was more on the goal, or like what was the original goal for the year?
Yeah.
Because you've run nines a
Definitely.
lot, like
Yeah.
a
I
lot.
think heading into the year, um, sub 920 was definitely what I wanted to hit. Um, but I throughout the whole season, I kept putting too much emphasis on like running fast times and just not. I don't know if I like had as much fun as I did in other years where I didn't feel like there's as much pressure on me, and I think that did lead to like a little bit of slowing down, or not slowing down because I still improved, but like all my other all the other people I'm racing with, they like jump more. But I do think having so much pressure on myself definitely didn't help. And that's why I normally don't do like many goals, but I really wanted to get like a big goal for like sub 920, like really fast time, because like college recruitment is like so important on your junior track season. That's all I've heard. Like this is where the coaches look at you because time and track matters. And I kept telling myself that like, man, I got to run so fast. I can't do anything else but run fast, or else something bad will happen. Or not like that. That's still. But like, I just kept putting too much pressure on myself, and I think looking back on it, I probably should have like just enjoyed it more. I'd say.
Yeah, and it goes back to it goes back to what we were just talking about. It's just just going out there and competing, just going out there and
Yeah.
having fun with it and just racing. Racing, you're gonna get times there. Um, but yeah, I mean, I also think though too, like when you look at those two PRs and then you compare it to your 5K, like dude, you're gonna PR pretty well this cross country season. I would say. Um,
Yeah.
just if you convert it, and I mean you can convert it into how many calculators there are nowadays, um, but just comparing from other times and years and whatnot, it definitely sets you up really well for that state meet. um,
In track.
do you think heat, yeah, for in track, do you think
Yeah.
heat had anything to do with your performance in there at all? Because that's what I've heard a lot, is like heat really played a factor in that 32, especially, I mean, especially with guys who even doubled. It really kind of
Yeah.
took a toll.
Um, I don't know. Like that was my only event that day, and I had the privilege of being able to sit in my own locker room all day. So it was at Spring Valley, and in the
Mhm.
AC, well, somewhat AC, but I don't think heat was too bad. I did a good job of like hydrating well and getting sodium. I just think um, I had focused too much on speed over endurance, like at that part of the track season, like when in my training, because there was a slight chance I'd run the 4x8 2 mile double because like it was up in the air whether one of our 4x8 runners would be able to do it, like be well enough. But so I kept doing like half 2 mile, half 800 workouts, and like my strength is like strength running, like just being able to outlast other runners in like quick speed. But I put too much focus on speed, and really I didn't have like enough strength to even use the speed at the end, and they just ran away from me in the last 1,000 meters.
Yeah, curious on your 800. Have you like what is your 800? I'm curious on that. Like, have you ever like have you done like a true, like you've gone full on, like full out
Yeah,
crazy 800 before?
in the state qualifier meet, I ran the 4x8. Is like I think our second leg, and my coach and my dad like hand timed it as like 201 low. But
Yeah.
I think at that part of the season, I definitely could have like been either too flat or sub two barely because of like the stakes of being in the state championship if I ran it in the 4x8. And like like that was much better than my previous season PR was in a time trial, and that was like 204. But I definitely got better in the 800, but not as much better in the 2 mile. So it was like we were not picking our right balance.
Yeah. Yeah, the 800 is such a unique event, especially for guys who run the 32. Um, like I split a like 205 and the 8, and like that's literally all you're gonna get out of me. Like, don't ever put me
Yeah,
on the 4x8 because I'm just not gonna help that much. Um,
yeah,
so yeah, it's kind of it's interesting to always hear how it translates. For you talked about, obviously, like the state meet being at your home track, and the kind of luxury of that.
yeah,
Spring Valley is, I think when you when you go there and you see that track for the first time, I remember walking there the first time, and I was like, "Dang, like this place
Yeah,
is like a freaking coliseum, man! Like this is
yeah, it's
pretty
pretty crazy.
pretty nice." Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was like last year or a little while ago, and then going back for All American because my daughter ran it. Um, she ran the mile in there, and
Yeah.
um, and so like actually seeing like a meet being hosted there and like the ins and outs of it and just the crowd and whatnot. Like how is that? I mean, it's almost in a way of kind of like you can compare it in a way to like being a runner at Oregon and running at in
Hayward Field.
Eugene, yeah, in
Yeah,
Hayward Field, and it's like because it's
I've
such
heard
a
that.
iconic, yeah. So it's like how is it running there? Like you do your track workouts there, you go to school there. Like how is it to be there and see that?
Um, it's, I mean, obviously really cool, and I tell my teammates all the time, like, we are so lucky. Like, don't take this for granted because sometimes when we go to like other tracks, like they're like dogging on it, and I'm like, no, this is just an average track. We have such an above average facility, and it is cool. But I do think, like, I've heard other people like when I walk around when we have a meet, like they're like, oh, this is crazy. This track's so big and cool. Like it does kind of like water it down because I'm there all the time, and um, like I just see it all the time. Like I know all the ins and outs. But it is really cool, and I I definitely try to not take it for granted because of like all that we have, and even like All American is super cool. Having all these teams from across the country coming, like 2 days before All American, Bolus High School was there working out on our track. That was super cool. Like we were working out with them, kind of, and like setting up for All American is like a whole ordeal for even the runners. Like our coach has his help, and it's just cool. That's all I can say about it.
Yeah, man, that is pretty cool. I know it's like it's a weird word to be like, oh, it's so cool, but in cliche, but like
Yeah,
it really is, man. Like that's to have such a such an awesome like stadium and again to host such a big meet too. I mean the meet is huge with
yeah.
teams coming across the country. Um, it's definitely it's a lot. It's definitely a lot. But yeah, man, just don't ever take it for granted. Um,
Yeah.
cross country now coming up, XC25. Um, 13th individually for the whole state coming in as a returner. Fourth for 5A Division One. Obviously, rankings don't mean anything, I guess, even to you because you
Yeah.
are the defending state champion. So I'd immediately put you as number one. Doesn't matter PRs or whatever, because you've done it. Yes, you have some guys that
Yeah.
have faster PRs, but um, you're the state champion. You're the reigning champ. So I mean, you got the big target on your back. And honestly, too, I honestly think you had a better track season than most of the guys up there. Quite honestly,
Yeah.
especially like really, yeah, like really digging deep. Um, yeah, like I mean, the only other person you could say is Jacob, because he ran, he ran like 15, 17 at New Balance Outdoors, a few weeks back, and he had a pretty good track season as well. So I'm looking at you guys probably being head to head, but
Yeah.
something on him, obviously, you have is being a state champion. Um, rankings as a team, fourth. You guys are ranked fourth. Uh,
Yeah.
so I mean, you got a team there too. Um, what are some of the goals, I guess, now for when it comes to just individually, but also on like the team side? What are you guys like really kind of shooting for this year?
Um. Well, like our team is composed of uh, right now I'd say 6 out of the 7 varsity runners are all seniors, and we've all been together for 4+ years, and we really want to compete like super highly in the state meet as a team. I think we can. We got many runners who've been there before and like can execute in the state meet. So the main goal is to win a state championship as a team, and like defending back to back. That'd be really cool. But I'd much rather have the team title just to share it with my friends. And yeah, that's like the main goal that all of us are thinking about. But as an individual, um, I really don't know. Like I'm not huge on goals, like I said before. Um, it is so far away, so it's hard to tell. But definitely, um, I want to try and get top three in the state meet. That will help a lot towards the um, team score, and like defending the title would be great, you know. But there are a lot of guys that have had crazy track seasons, and I'm gonna respect that. Like they're gonna be up there too, and yeah, I'll just try and give my best shot. Like trying to get sub 15:30. That'd be cool, but again, it matters the course and the conditions and everything, so it's hard to tell.
Yeah, and that's why I say rankings are always like it's wishy washy. There's a kid out of Somerville, um, that like I did some rankings, some kind of like just some research, and like it does not have. He finished 17th last year in the state meet, and this kid
Yeah,
ran 4:21 in the
yeah,
16 this year, and it's like, dude, he's taught like he's up there, man. He's going to be competing with you
yeah,
guys, and it's like, but if you didn't look and like notice his track season, you would be like, you would never know his name coming into cross country.
yeah.
So that's why I say, yeah, rankings just they're so wishy washy, and obviously once the season starts, everything's gonna change completely. Um, but
Definitely,
no,
yeah.
man, that's some good goals, and or at least good kind of foreshadowing a bit. Um, are you inclined to do any Footlocker or NXR or even running lane? Like, does it depend on what times you kind of run, or is it going to be on the calendar at all?
It's never on like our preseason calendar, but I think like if we end up having a good, strong finish as a team, it'd be cool to take us all maybe to Charlotte or Raleigh, just to do one of those races, just to like one last cross country race together, and maybe run some super cool times. But I'm never really like focused on postseason races. Like it's the state championship or bust, and postseason races they're cool and all, have like a cool trip with the team, but I I never run good in them really, and that's just because I put all my eggs in the state championship basket, and everything else is just like for fun really.
Yeah, it's funny because like that is kind of like true. If you look at like those postseason meets, especially in cross, it seems like everyone kind of peaks off right at that qual or right at that state meet. And if they go out
Yeah,
and run like a Foot Locker, it usually doesn't go well. I don't know if it's just because it's just a different race in itself. You have to go out faster. You're not going to get top
yeah.
10. Um, and maybe that's why, but it does seem like that a lot of people cannot. It's just like there's 2 more weeks. It's just a little too much. Um, two more
It's
two
also
more
a
things that
change.
really just. Oh yeah, yeah,
It's like
go.
a change of scenery, like you're with your team the whole time, and then you go do a postseason race. You're likely going to be just you or maybe one other teammate. And it's just it's just going to be different, and it's
Different.
not very
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, thankfully in Florida, we would take we'd actually get like 2 charter buses, and kids from all around the state would uh would get on those buses and drive all the way to Charlotte, and we do
oh
that. So
wow,
it's like so you have some guys on your team, or you know people, everyone
yeah, yeah,
who's kind of
yeah.
coming along. So yeah, like things like that. Um, Two more
Cool.
things I want to talk about real quick. Summer training for one. How's that
Okay.
going? How is the team looking? How are you feeling? Walk me through kind of summer, and we only got a couple more weeks till school starts.
Yeah, yeah. It's been going as planned. Just building up mileage. I think I started like the first week of full training in summer, like 40 miles, and then over the almost 2 months, I've built up to like 60. Like I hit 60 miles last week, and I'm gonna like try and like stay at 60 up until the season. maybe drop down a little bit at the start of the season and build back up throughout the season. But I think 60 is about the sweet spot. We just had our team cross country camp last week, and a lot of people got a lot of good mileage there, and like that's just really one of the funnest things we do as a team. We go to Virginia, like rent out a house for like a week, just run and then do like games together like that. It's a really good team bonding thing. But like this year is the most like committed I'd say we have been as a team. Like everyone is doing a lot of mileage, which is good, but not too much. And like even if you're like one of the guys that are like lagging behind a little bit or like slacking, you're still hitting like 40 miles a week minimum, which is really nice as a team. And we're building each other up, definitely. I like that.
Yeah, that's cool that you mentioned that. We used to go to Utah. We'd my coach is from Utah, and yeah, so we would get a house, and we'd all stay up in Utah for a week and train up there, and like going from Florida to flat all the way up to Utah and
Yeah,
like the mountains and whatnot is crazy as heck.
it's
And
probably
then
like
even in
cooler,
college,
though, right?
oh yeah,
Like the
it was
temperature
a
drops.
blast. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, it was super nice. Florida summer weather is you have to run in the morning or you're just gonna be dead in the
yeah.
afternoon. But even in college too, we did that. We got a house in like maybe it was South Carolina or Georgia, and there was no internet, none.
Oh wow, is
Yeah,
that
there was no
intentional?
internet. My coach probably got the house because of it, maybe. Um,
Oh yeah,
but it brought us all closer together because
yeah,
you just can't
definitely.
be on your phone, you know. So like we were
Yeah,
watching like reruns of House, the TV show,
yeah,
and then we just like talk and like cook and yeah, it brings people closer together. And I feel like it's good to hear teams are still doing that. I think there's I I know one team that doesn't do any of that, and I'm like scratching my head trying to beg them to go do something as a team.
yeah,
But it's like it really does bring like you guys closer together, and even like that, I
yeah,
would put you guys over some other teams that don't do um, summer events like that, just because there's nothing that can really take the place of just bonding as a team and understanding you're there for your teammate and kind of and having that kind of connection and that bond. So yeah, man, that's really cool to hear for sure. Last
yep.
question, and this is something I'm scratching my head because I've never really asked it, but like speaking with you, there's like I don't know, we're very similar in some of the way we think, and
Yeah.
it's really cool to hear about that. But advice, like what advice do you have for like again, kind of like freshmen or eighth graders or
Young
like
runners.
just some yeah, just some of the younger guys that are just kind of trying to find their place in the sport.
Um, my main advice is find a group of guys that you're friends with and can compete with, and that are around your age, and just like run with them. Like naturally, you're gonna want to compete better than them. You're gonna want to push each other, and that's what happened with our team over the past few years. We just wanted to beat each other, but like try and also bring each other up on the way. And having that competition even during practice or during a race, like knowing who you're racing against on the team, like you want to beat this guy that you're with, is so important. And and like when you're with the group, you're just gonna have more fun. Running together is I prioritize that a lot. Like even some of the guys on the team that might not be like as fast, I still want to run with them because it'll bring them up and it'll make the runs less boring for the top guys on the team. And it's just super important running with people. That's my main thing.
No, man, I agree 100%, man, and honestly, that's spoken like a true leader right there. And hey, man, I wish you absolutely the best of luck. Although I naturally have to root against you, because
Yeah.
my son's gonna run on Blythewood, so naturally, like
Oh,
we gotta be against each other. But I
yeah.
promise you, but behind the breath of recording and whatnot, I'll definitely be rooting for you, man. And
Yeah.
obviously, like I said, like Spring Valley, like you said, man, six seniors on the team.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it's a magical one and everything kind of pans out. Obviously, nothing's gonna pan out according to plan because there's always just ups and downs, and things you
Yeah.
just aren't gonna ever see happen. Um, but
Mhm.
it's exciting and yeah, man, dude, truly, I'm gonna share this video with everybody and really, um, because it's just a true
Thank
testament to your coaches and you as a leader. You you see it around, but to hear it from you and to um, pick your brain in this conversation, uh, yeah, man, like I'm sold. I'm sold on you. If I was a college coach, I'd recruit you right now.
you.
So, no, of course, man.
Thank you.
So I wish you the best of luck and definitely, man, we got to keep in touch throughout the season and let me see how you're doing. And I'm sure we'll be at some meets together and just don't be afraid to
Yeah.
say hey. And yeah, man,
Definitely.
I appreciate you coming on.
Yep. Thanks.